Hello, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie. I read a lot of books. Today I have The Guest by Emma Cline. There you go. The Guest, Emma Cline. This was an audio book and it was read by Carlotta Brenton. A satisfying voice does Carlotta have. Yeah, let's just get straight in with that blurb for you. Summer is coming to a close on Long Island and Alex is no longer welcome. One misstep at a dinner party and the older man she has been staying with dismisses her with a ride to the train station and a ticket back to the city. With few resources but a gift from navigating the desires of others, Alex stays on the island. She drifts like a ghost through the gated driveways and sun-blasted dunes of a rarefield world, trailing destruction in her wake. So, it's in contemporary and literary fiction, duration 8 hours and 36 minutes. I will let you know that if you do not like books where you've got an unlikable narrator, you probably won't like this. Alex is incredibly unlikable throughout the entire book. She's somebody who kind of saunters through life. How to describe Alex? At the beginning of the book, when you meet her, she claims she's in a relationship. I don't really know how to describe that relationship. She seems more like, is she kind of like a high-end prostitute escort type person? But she describes her relationship as being a bit more than that with this guy. But she doesn't fit very well into his circle. And there's a point at the beginning of the book where she's at a party with him, and through kind of partly her own fault and other people's fault as well, she ends up in the pool. She ends up falling into the pool. She's like laughing with this other guy, and the boyfriend, for lack of a better word, sees her and basically decides, no, this isn't going to work anymore. We need to send you back to the city. I'm done with you at this point. And like, they're thinking, oh, he doesn't mean it. We'll just give him a couple of days and he'll come round. So she never actually goes back to the city. She just hovers. And so throughout the whole book, you're seeing her make really, really bad mistakes, bad decisions, doing some incredibly stupid things to stay with people that she doesn't even know, in preparation to go back in a couple of days when he's calmed down to a party that he's holding. And yeah, so throughout the whole book, you're seeing Alex just making really stupid decisions to the point where she even befriends a child at the beach to try and get into like this, is it like a country club style thing on the beach where they're serving food just so that she can eat, and she's using his family's account. So she pretends to make friends with this kid on the beach. The person who's actually looking after the kid, she sees Alex, and Alex is going, oh, I'm just a friend of the family, and oh, I think this boy needs to go in and just have a bite to eat, do you mind if I take him in? And the basis they're going, oh, if you're a friend of the family, that's fine. It's just like, and you're sat there thinking that you don't know the family, you have no idea who this child is, and you're using this child to get free food. And I'm just there thinking, this is a kid to kidnapping in a way, even though she's not actually kidnapping him. She treads very murky waters throughout the whole book, and she just makes incredibly bad decisions, and then the end of the book is very strange. It's very open to interpretation. To that point where it's just like, she gets into an accident and it feels like she enters some sort of weird, strange trance at the end of the book, where to the point you're just there going, what's actually happening here? It was just a very strange book to listen to, but it was very, very quick, because as I said, it's 8 hours and 36 minutes, and I'm a person that reads quite quickly anyway, and so an audiobook, I usually listen to it on like 1.5 speed, 1.75 speed, sometimes double speed, depending on how quickly my brain is processing that day. I recently found out I can read 100 pages in 40 minutes, and so, yeah. That is, I am a very, very fast reader. It's also the fact that I'm a very visual reader, so as I'm reading and listening, I've got a movie playing in my mind. So I think it's one of those things where like, I don't have to read every single word to get the full picture, because when I looked up the idea of reading 100 pages in 40 minutes, it said that people should actually be able to comprehend what they're reading if they're reading that quickly. But I have a full movie in my mind of knowing what's going on there. So I'm obviously just a really, really quick processor. There is actually another one on here called The Girls. I've read a book called The Girls before recently, but it wasn't by the same author, so that sounds quite interesting. I've had about a week or so of not listening to any audiobooks while I've been at work, and I've been listening to music and things, so maybe I need to get another audiobook. There's another one here called Daddy. I wonder if it's just something about the way she writes. That The Guest, it's one of those ones where to say it's dark, I'm not sure it's quite the right word, but it is quite clever. But the fact is, you are seeing it all through the point of view of somebody who is incredibly unlikable, and as I said, makes really stupid decisions. And you see this character trying to defend their actions, and you're just like, no. No, your actions are not defendable in the slightest. And so the look you get when you go back into that party is the look you completely deserve, even though she has no idea what she looks like based on what happens at the end of the book. You're just reading about a person manipulating people, which is why it makes it such an interesting read. I don't know where I'd put this, like if I had to star it out of 5. Maybe 3, 3.5, because I did enjoy it to an extent, but at the same time, it is interesting to read about somebody who's just so unlikable, and you're just there throughout the book going, oh, for goodness sake, and like, why are you doing that? And when you're just going through something like that, and you're just questioning every single thing they do, and you're just there thinking, how has this person actually got any friends? But then you realise that when she does call people up from the city, when there's an appointment at the beginning when she's considering going back, and like there's people that don't even answer the phone to her. Yeah, because you find out that there was something that happened at the city, which is why she kind of fled. And so, yeah, there's a reason people don't want her back. And there's a reason why she can't find anybody to stay with, which is why she goes down this manipulation route of manipulating people into finding ways of staying with complete strangers, like crashing crashing a party and pretending to befriend a child on the beach, and how that leads to other people that she meets, and yeah, just all those interactions. It's weird and disturbing, but kind of in a good way. If that sounds interesting to you, I do recommend the book The Guest by Emma Cline. It kind of makes me think of My Year of Rest and Relaxation a little bit, with the idea of looking at somebody who's incredibly unlikable. But at least in that, there was some sympathy going towards the character in My Year of Rest and Relaxation, because you found out about what happened with her parents dying and everything. Like, there was an element of sympathy for that book. In this book, I had no sympathy for Alex whatsoever. That's the big difference. There was no point when I thought anything was slightly redeemable. I just thought about it for a second. No, there was nothing redeemable or likeable about her in the slightest, and I felt no sympathy for Alex. Everything was of her own free will, essentially, and she repeatedly chose to do the wrong thing. Yeah, if that sounds intriguing, I will say that I actually think that if you liked My Year of Rest and Relaxation, this is a book that you may like. So yeah, The Guest, Emma Cline. I have actually now reserved the girls, so I should have that soon. There's your front cover again. Yeah, very interesting one to think about. But I must admit, Carlotta Brenton, who read the audiobook, there's just something about her voice which just made it because I have a feeling if I read it in my own voice, like actually reading it, I would probably have a slightly different relationship. But there was something about Carlotta's voice reading it that just made it just that little bit more like, what the hell is she going to do next? So in a way, it was a bit of a page turner in a sense, because you really wanted to know what was she going to do, what stupid decision is she going to make next. So yeah, The Guest, Emma Cline. Does that sound interesting to you? You have to let me know if it's one you've read before, if it's something that you think you might give a go. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time with another video. Stay safe. I love you all. Bye.